Hello guys, how are you? This is the build of the 124 Revell MercedesAMG GT. I have a project that I want to build, and quite frankly, cars always scare the hell out of me. That shine, all that shine and beautifully executed cars, they, well, you know. And I thought I should practice, and because I want that project to be cool and be perfect, I chose this one to practice. I learned a lot with this one. It was an adventure and a nightmare. Some things went terribly wrong. Not with the kit. The kit is excellent, okay? First of all, the kit is excellent, but it was a learning process, and a very interesting one. So I thought I should not do a build video of this one, because you will see it's not perfect. It's not perfect. But I learned so much that probably some guys out there just would give up. And as in modeling, as in life, when some things just happen, we should never give up. And thus this video is here on YouTube right now as a tutorial of things not to do, but things that you can do also to save you when things go wrong. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you enjoy this kit also, because, well, the end will be a regular assembled painted kit, nothing special, but this video, for me, it has its value. I hope you guys enjoy it. by searching for mold lines on the main chassis of the car, and I usually do what I learned here on YouTube. I use a black scriber, mark the line, and then sand until that line disappears, and then polish everything on top. More ahead, I will prime the kit, and it will show me, or not, if I did a good job, another seam lines to do the same process again. And of course, after all that sanding process, you have to rescribe some panel lines that you already lost or softened. I did this 2 or 3 times because I was finding some panel lines, some seam lines, and oh god, I have to sand this one, and thus I had to rescribe. So if you see me do that 2 or 3 times instead of only 1, that's a bit due to inexperience, but at the same time, it's modeling, it's a fun process, so I enjoyed it thoroughly. My favorite way to cover seam lines is Mr. Surfacer 500. It is fantastic. You apply it, you let it dry a bit, then you sand it, and it goes perfect. Also, Mr. Dissolved Putty. It's quite the same process. However, on this, more ahead, I found out that that seam line that I am covering, it really should be there, because it was one of the fitting points of the rear and front bender that I covered. So more ahead, I had to do something I never thought doing on a kit. After covering a seam line and being proud of it, I have to replace it by letting it be there. See those ejector marks over there? We have to remove it. Sand it very smoothly. This black paint is thinned with Mr. Leveling Thinner. Mr. Leveling Thinner is one of the best thinners that you can use on your paints. It's just fantastic. The paint adheres to the surface and it looks like it's almost original, like the paint, like the piece came really with that color. It is fantastic. I know that the chrome pieces of the kit are great, but we are still chroming it nonetheless to take that bit of an artificial shine of it. So we are using AK paints. Everything starts with a black base, okay, which is a black glossy adherent base for the metal paints to adhere and to gain some shine. And that's what we are doing. Every time that we use a metal paint, a black base is the first one to go. And now the interior colors, which is 50% of 302 Revell Aqua 302 Schwarz black and Dunkelgrau 378 50-50. Okay, I mixed it all with alcohol. Just alcohol for me, it's good. One of these things, I love these paints. They have good coverage. However, I am always trying to say the same thing. Clean thoroughly your airbrush after using it, because these are plastic, and that plastic membrane that is going to be inside your airbrush is going to clog it. So be careful with that. After this, the paint will just be perfect, but clean thoroughly your airbrush. And now, guys, allow me to do a bit of advertisement, but a very good one, because I really enjoyed this. I have a friend here in Portugal, Marco Teodoro, who has a fire scale modeler online shop. I will post the link to his shop on the description below. He didn't ask me to do it. I am doing it just because I want to. And why? Despite all difficulties that I had, despite everything that turned out on this kit, it was the first time that I tested his primer. And I had his primer here for more than half a month, okay? And his primer is something of a kind. It just grabbed into the surface and stayed there. So I tested first a few coats, as you can see here, and then a second layer, a second coat, and went through there. And it was fantastic. I even applied directly the black coat, the black base for the metal, because I changed the color of the Mercedes-Benz. I thought that the silver one, the steel color, will be like mine, like my own Mercedes. The steel color will be fantastic, and it's a fantastic color. So I just have to say that his primers, the primers that he sells, and his paints are fantastic. Fan-bloody-tastic. This here is unnecessary work. Until this point, I was thinking on painting the Mercedes exactly on the yellow tone as the box suggested. But then as I told you, I changed my mind. So all the car will have to get a black coat. So unnecessary work, but even so, fun. And then I saw this picture online, and I thought, now this is cool. this is the way I want to paint mine. And I left the yellow totally apart and decided to paint mine Mercedes steel color, which is the exact same color that AK have, which was fine. So I'm going to give a black base again, a whole black base for it, and then I will apply the steel. Until this point, everything was perfect. I cleaned the surface, removed the mold lines, polished a bit the primer, buffed the primer a bit. The black base went perfect. The steel color, the coats of steel color I gave, they were perfect. I even gave it a Gauzy shine enhancer, a clear coat on top. Everything was perfect. When applying these metal paints, either the base color, the black base color, or the metal paints, please apply it all moderate pressure and just small fog on the first layer, a second, and the third one. Just apply. Don't stop with the airbrush, okay? Go flow, go always on motion. If you have these turntables, please do turn them always. Don't keep the model stopped and don't flood the surface, okay? Everything must be at the right and correct thickness of paint, okay? Go smooth. It's better for you to go smooth and wait than to flood it on in 1 or 2 coats only. After hand painting details on the engine, the brakes, and on the engine cover, I gave it clear coat to protect it all, and then Tamiya panel line accentuator wash. this kit, all I can tell you is that it is a pure pleasure to work on it, to build it. Pieces fit like a glove. Even the main body of the car to the chassis just snap fitted, just had to put a bit of glue. The car is beautiful. It is beautiful. Everything fits like it should. Everything fits like a glove. It is a fantastic kit. More ahead, I will paint it on another clear coat, on another metal steel color, Mercedes steel color coat. And then I will give it a Gauzy shine enhancer coat, which is the correspondent, the exact clear coat to the metal paints I am using. So right here, there's no kind of reaction because the paints are on the same side, let's say. So until there, everything goes smoothly and perfect. And here I am starting to apply the steel color, a very beautiful color. It went perfectly on the kit. As you can see, it takes the tonality very slowly, but you see the paint grow and that steel, that kind of personality color that steel has. You know, it's not aluminum, it's not silver, it's steel, it's shiny, it's metal, but it has a tone very of its own. And I was very, very, very pleased with it. Brakes are painted exactly according to instructions, and used also that very, very famous, glorious yellow, glorious gold. Here it is. I really like this Vallejo color here. It's fantastic. And I even placed the decals, the AMG decals on the brakes, of course, and put it on inside the rings of the wheels, and the wheels went fantastically. I had a blast painting the brakes and the wheels and fitting everything together. I really, really enjoyed it very much. As you can see, I am giving a Gauzy shine enhancer coat to protect the brakes. I gave it also to the car chassis, to the car body, and I can tell you, as you are going to see more ahead, it was shiny and perfect. I really love that tonality.
And here a word of advice, please make note that the tires at front, if I'm not mistaken, but you will understand the message, the final message, I believe it is in the front or in the back, that they are bigger, larger. So when putting the rims on the tires, make sure that you are fitting it properly, okay? Otherwise you will finish the wheel builds with some with a bit more of rubber, another with a bit more of aluminum because of the rim. Just fit it perfectly, okay guys?
And here finally I am applying a third coat of Gauzy Shine Enhancer, and as you can see it is beautiful, because it really is beautiful. And here I was thrilled. I was very excited with the results, and so I got greedy. And when I got greedy, and we all got greedy, some things happens. In this case, I had a 2K coat, gloss coat, and here you see me apply the second layer on top of the already hardened and cured Gauzy. Okay, first I gave it a Gauzy, it went perfect, it hardened, it was cured, 24 hours rest, and then I gave it this 2K clear coat. The first layer went perfect, just a fog. The second one, okay. The third one, no problem, and I let it rest. And half an hour later, when I came back to see how it was curing, that's when the shit hit the fan. And right here, guys, to be honest, I was ready to throw this one into the center of a Porto town, and hoping that a bus went on top of it. However, my friend Marco again told me, don't do that, Alex. Just dive it into isopropyl alcohol or technical alcohol and let the paint dissolve. So that's what I did. I was devastated. I mean, I did that. I placed it on isopropyl alcohol. So I dived it into technical alcohol, and 2-3 hours later, I'm not sure, the paint just went like this, just started to peel off. And waiting for a few more hours, I, with the help of a toothbrush and a cleaner, a cloth, just remove every single bit of the paint, of each impurity that the chassis, the body of the car contained, and tried to polish at perfection, at least the best I could, to keep the surface clean and smooth. One single thing I have to say, and I said that to Marco. Marco, your primer is amazing because it peeled off everything except the primer, which continued to be smooth. And so I started all over again with the black base after polishing all the surface, and again all the steel color. It went well, but this time I made a mistake. Because of what had happened, I think I gave it too fast the paint. And when I used the compound, it wasn't properly cured, even because I gave it another Gauzy agent color. But I don't know why. You will see in the end, you will notice that the paint will be lightly orange peeled, and that's not perfect. However, I learned a lot with this car. It gave me a lot of pleasure to do this. Look at this engine. The kit is beautiful. So I had fun, learned with my mistakes, and hence this video here for you guys to see. It's not a tutorial on how to do. It's maybe a tutorial on things not to be done, or a tutorial how to prevail and at least get an acceptable kit. You choose. There is a moral on this story, on this video. Modeling is not always about perfection and perfect kits, Formula One stuff, like I used to say. And I really enjoyed this one. I didn't like the reaction to the 2K code. I know that it's not 2K's fault. It's something that just happens. So I kept going with the build, and I have to thank Marco for all of this, all his advices. So I'm putting on the description below his online shop. He has tremendous products, and I will use some of them in my future builds. You bet I will. And And so guys, here, don't be naive thinking that I am applying directly from the bottle. This is thinned with X20. Okay, I applied clear red, applied the clear parts, masked the clear parts, painted it, gave it another coat of Gauzy before putting the clear parts, and well, the rest of the story you already know. This is my first real car, let's say. I enjoy it thoroughly, learned with the lesson. It's not easy. Civilian subjects are not easy. And I'm going to do another one, my childhood car. I'm going to give it to my dad. It's going to be a project that I don't want to miss. Yes, you know what I mean. And so guys, after some pin washes and all that small stuff that we modelers do regularly, I give this one finished. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry again, it's not a short one, but I really wanted to show you all the process, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And yes, the back of the car has a bit of an orange peel, and that's what frustrates me, because the rest is not bad, but oh well. If you enjoyed this video, click subscribe. Consider supporting me on Patreon just to keep my hobby a bit more sustainable. And guys, here you have the 1/24th scale Revell AMG Mercedes GT. Keep modeling, guys. Keep modeling. Always with a smile. And if you don't smile, put it on technical alcohol. It will make you smile.